Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is going to be a quickie sort of thing. You may notice above that it says this is a redo-ish. This is a rewatch, is what I'll call it, and I'll probably call that in the title as well, of the following season 1. This show, I loved it. I loved it the first time I saw it. I spread it around to all my friends and to my mum as well, and they all loved it. And I think that everyone else but me watched season 2 and 3. I've really wanted to watch season 2 and 3. I want to say I watched season 1 years ago. It's been a couple of years, it's got to have been, since I watched the first season. I've wanted to watch the other 2 seasons for a while. Haven't been able to do it until it looks like it's going to be this year. So I wanted to sit and rewatch season 1 again. But I didn't want to review the next 2 seasons without telling you that I've seen season 1. I didn't want people to get confused about the fact that I'd just be talking about season 2 and 3. So we rewatched season 1 and we're going to talk about it now. Spoilers ahead, as I seem to keep forgetting to mention that, and then some people will get annoyed at me for spoiling shit for them. I love this show. It's really cool. At the time when I first watched this, the EE adverts in England, EE adverts, it was really hard to say, had just come out in England, and Kevin Bacon is like the star of those. So to watch him go from them to a serial killer TV show where he has a pacemaker and a heart issue because of that, and like there's dead bodies everywhere and stuff, super weird at the time. Like this wasn't. It's not an old show. It was made in the 2010s. I'm sure it was. But I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the whole serial killer aspect to it. I like the whole following. There's no other way of describing it, I suppose. The cult aspect of it. I like how I was rewatching it, and I hadn't seen it for a while. But there was a lot in there that I hadn't remembered. I remembered a lot of it, but there were bits in there that I just didn't remember, and I was like, oh, I don't remember this, and it's a really cool twist, and it's cool to relive that twist, because I'm sure at the time I was like, oh my god, and rewatching it now I was like, oh my god, I didn't expect this. So yeah, like it's got loads of good twists and turns, keeps you hooked, keeps you going all the way through. The end of this series, like, I remember watching the end of Series 1 and going, I need to see Season 2 now because of how it ends. I am trying to keep this as spoiler-free as I can, even though I have mentioned that I will be spoiling things. I just don't want to tell you too much, I suppose, if you haven't seen it and you've carried on watching anyway. It was an amazing little cliffhanger ending of Season 1. And I'm sure when Season 1 ended, I remember looking up and finding out Season 2 was already out, but Season 3 was coming out soon, and I wanted to marathon all 3 together. That has been a good year or so since the 3rd one came out now on DVD. And I still haven't got around to it. We're getting around to it now. So yeah, I love the dynamic of the actual cult, watching them all sort of like meet, and when they meet they sort of self-destruct. I liked that little element to it, and how like Ryan Hardy fits into all of this. Everyone performs in this brilliantly, as I'm sure you can imagine. I mean, it's Kevin Bacon, for God's sake. That was the other reason I watched this. The first and main reason I watched this, I was like, it looks like a detective show, and I do love my detective shows anyway. But it's got Kevin Bacon in it, and I've never seen Kevin Bacon do something like this. And I love the Hollow Man that he's in. I said that really weird. I love the Hollow Man he's in. I'm sure it's the Hollow Man where he's like invisible. I'm sure that's him. Now I feel like I'm getting it wrong. I enjoyed Tremors. I like Footloose. So yeah, it was weird to see him in a role like this. But yeah, he's brilliant in this, and so is everyone else. I was going to call him Tom Ellis, but it's James Purefoy. It's because I'm watching Lucifer at the same time. James Purefoy, brilliant in this. Oh, the cast is just insane. I loved it. I'm sure, if I'm remembering rightly as well, because Mike's watched this. Mike's seen it. I think he's seen all 3, but don't hold me to that. But I was telling him I was rewatching Season 1 because I wanted to watch the next 2. And Luke Cage from Marvel's Luke Cage on Netflix appears in the show, and I didn't know that, and obviously this was years before Luke Cage was the thing, and I was like, Mike, you need to know this. You need to remember this. And he was like, I didn't know that. It was a pretty cool moment. If you've never seen the following, Watch The Following. It is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant show. I can't wait to watch the next 2 seasons. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again for season 2.